call a spade like Michael is. At the halfway mark when we went on Combox, India was 79 for 5.
Yep.
At that point in time, you have to say that the first 10 actually belonged to England, and there was some below par batting from the Indians.
It did. That time the game was more tilted in England's favour. There's no doubt about that. Even Washington Sundar, when he got out, after that, Akshar losing his wicket, the pressure was on. And that's where you have to give a lot of credit to Tilak, that he absorbed that pressure. And especially those nudges in the mid-wicket area of the square leg, those runs where he was looking to rotate the strike. He was smart in pushing the fielders and the non-striker for twos.
Yeah.
You know, so that is something which tells you that he was completely in tune with what's happening or what he wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And that's where his maturity and his approach needs to be credited.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to say, an apology to Ravi Bishnoi, actually, because I had said that India may just today have 3 number 11s. Ravi Bishnoi did not bat like a number 11 today, Michael Vaughan. He batted proper. I think that even Tilak Verma was underestimating him by not taking that single. And then suddenly our boy whips out a couple of boundaries.
Yeah, the whip through mid-wicket off Bryden Carse, that was a big play in the game. Then he gets one away off Liam Livingstone, a little bit squirty down to that wide third region, but he held his nerve, and I think he's getting a nice conversation from his partner at the other end, who was the coolest cookie in town. He just had the composure and the calmness to play exactly the right innings. But you look at that Arshdeep Singh's shot to Adil Rashid, that was a gift to England. I thought a number of the early dismissals from India was just poor play and poor thinking with the fields that England had set, and they were almost just playing into England's hands. And as I said before, I don't think India will bat any worse than that. So England are going to have to raise their standard once again. And, they batted okay at times. They went ultra aggressive. That's the way they're going to be playing. But it's just the combinations with the ball in hand, all this pace on. I'll keep beating the drum. It's not going to work in India. You have to take pace off. You have to use your skills with the variations, seam attack, but also you've got to get your spinners into the equation. And if England had had one more spinner tonight, I would have won that game.
Yeah, it's what's coming through from what Michael is saying, Zach, from what you're saying, what we're observing, is the thing that it's a good bunch of players, these England players, right? It's even good thinking, but somehow you're just feeling like the thinking is not optimized, keeping the conditions in mind. And once this team does that, where you go, all right, it's great we have a plan, but our plan needs to have context, and that context is the conditions. Once that comes into alignment, these two teams are very evenly stacked against each other.
And especially on days when you know that spin is going to be a factor. Especially on days when you know you will need minimum 10 overs of spin.
Yeah.
Now, if you get 12, nothing like it. But at least that option should be at your disposal. And I think that's where England have missed a trick, especially on this venue, which the history also suggests that you will have some spin dominance in the game. So from that point of view, you have to make that call, isn't it? Whether you want to just stick to your strength or be a little stubborn and say that okay, maybe just respect the conditions, and go with that change. And if they would have taken that route, maybe things would have been different. Similarly with the batting as well, what I was trying to touch upon in the mid-show, where I was saying that situational awareness, you've hit a 6, you've hit a boundary. Now there are other ways of scoring runs as well, and that's the time you actually focus on rotating the strike, get the other guy in, let him take that risk option and see where you land. The bowler also have to adjust in that. These are fine little things which makes a huge difference to the total tally. And that difference is maybe 15-20 runs. And on days like this, that difference is huge. When you've already done 5 wickets in the first 10 overs, add 15 runs to this total, and suddenly everything is looking different.